Welcome to Sewing Out Loud, the official podcast of Zede Sewing Studio. Here are your hosts, Zede and Mallory.
Sewing Out Loud. Hello, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Mallory Donahue.
And this is Zede Donahue.
And today we're going to be answering a few questions in our little bonus episode about some fabulous new and fun things we are doing. So, as many of you know, we launched the Easy Tea class for pre-order last week. And Mom, guess how many people have bought it?
4 million.
No, only about 45.
Oh.
So but I still think that's great, and I just want to say thank you very much to everybody who has purchased the class.
45 is a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. If I had 45 people in a class, I don't know what I would do all at once. But I appreciate you supporting the podcast, and as we go into doing these online classes, it's almost all ready. Becca is just about done editing everything. We're going to have a couple people review it before we launch it to make sure there's nothing we missed. But this brings me to my FAQ about the Easy Tea class. And so people have asked things about the Easy Tea class, and they want to take this opportunity to answer them. So one question we get is, what size is the Easy Tea? Or is it available in plus size?
I think I can answer that.
What? Tell me, Mom.
It's your size.
It's your size. That's correct. So we
which means everyone's size.
Everyone's size.
It's size you or size me.
Size fabulous.
Right.
Size
beautiful woman.
Gorgeous. Yes, exactly. Or
strong woman.
Or beautiful man.
I think strong woman. It will fit a man also.
I think you could make
Our
it
beautiful
for a man.
baby. You can draft this for your children also.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So the Easy Tea is made off of your measurements or anyone's measurements. Actually,
right.
I may have gotten somebody in trouble because their friend, they tagged their friend in Instagram. They were like,
right.
Hey, look at this. And she's like, well, I don't sew. And I said, well, she may not have told you this, but she can make you one off of your measurements.
Right.
So you can make a T-shirt.
Yeah, you have to be careful when you volunteer people to make things.
I know. I was just
like
giving her.
You have all your life.
Giving her.
To
yeah,
me.
Exactly.
Yes,
Anybody, you send your measurements into Mom, she'll make you an Easy Tea.
Yeah. Mallory will tell you I'll make anybody's wedding gown.
Okay, so it's any size, truly. So if you were ever someone who's unrepresented in pattern sizing,
which is most of us,
yes, or unrepresented, and ready to wear or something like that, you take your measurements and you cut the amount of fabric that works for your body. So we make it work for you. So
anyway, no size worries.
No size.
It's going to work for you.
Yeah.
And another thing, a little bit extra besides size is, this is what I would consider a semi-fitted garment. And you can make it more fitted or larger. After you see the process, you'll be able to tweak it the way you would like to.
Yeah, tweaking is a really good thing that I think I'll kind of get to later if I forget it. Bring that back up, Mom, okay? The next question is, do I need a serger?
Well, I do.
Did you know that our latest review on iTunes, somebody stopped listening because they listened to the serger episode and thought we were too snobbish?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like, I guess they got that far.
I went a long time without a serger, and in order to make a T-shirt, I guess I don't need it. I want it desperately.
But no.
No, you do not.
You absolutely don't, especially because I have you make this first out of woven fabric.
Right, absolutely.
And you don't need a serger. And this is where I think, I hope we've gone a little above and beyond so far in this class, because a lot of patterns, first of all, they give you these sizes that might not work for everybody. And I hope that we're giving you the tools that allow you to make it to your size.
Right.
And then also, a lot of patterns are like, sew at a 5/8 inch seam allowance, finish as desired. Bye. And so I do finish I construct the shirt on a serger with a 5-thread safety stitch.
Right.
But I do describe
which I think is overkill. See, I do it with a 3-thread.
For a woven?
Sheer
fabric?
You're talking about a woven.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the net.
Incorrect information. No.
Whoops.
So anyway, I did a 5-thread safety stitch on these like rayon
Maybe
woven.
I wasn't paying attention.
Probably not.
Okay.
wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, so I do this 5-thread safety stitch, but I say you can do it however you wish. And after we get this class out, I want to do even more videos about real specific construction techniques and put those out. So this is how you do a French seam on the Easy Tee, or this is how you would sew and then zigzag, or this, so so if you are, like, oh, I don't have that
piece of equipment.
I don't have that equipment, or I don't have that particular
You can sew this by hand if you want.
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
So no, you don't have to have a serger, but I just do want to give a disclaimer that there is a serger in the class, and there's a video in the class of me describing what I'm using.
And I would like to address this serger snobbery, and I don't think it's snobbery if I can justify absolutely every reason that I want a serger.
Well, we'll get into. I think I have got my opinions too.
Okay.
I would. Yes. We'll get into that in another episode.
Everyone should have a serger.
Yeah. Someone who comes to the store asked, "How long do we have access to the class?"
Well, forever and ever and ever, as long as the internet is there, right?
Yep. As long as the internet's there, you're gonna have access to it forever.
So you buy it once, and you can access it over and over again. You can back it up. You can
I
slow
don't
it
think you
down,
can
whatever.
Oh, you can rewind it. I was gonna. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can
rewind, go back. What do they call that?
Slow it down. You can, you're making up all these terms. You're really confused. You can pause it. Pause is a good word.
You can pause it.
Pause it. There's actually going to be a little, I don't know what to call it, a guidebook or something. It's going to be a few pages long, a little PDF that you could print out if you wanted something to kind of hold in your hand and follow along with.
Sure.
But most of the instruction is given visually through these videos, and you can watch them. And we've really chunked it up into little pieces so that you can favorite certain steps of the process, because I think everybody's got a different level of sewing experience. And so some people might say, I only need to watch this part of the class next time I make an Easy Tee, or I always forget how to do this.
There might be some people that just want to watch the drafting and don't want to know anything about the sewing together of it.
That's right.
It's
They
very
might
likely.
just be like, see you later, Mallory.
Right.
The other thing is, you can watch this and, pause at any time. And the other thing I want to say is that I do recommend you watch through all the videos
The first time.
or at least in a module.
Right.
There's 3 modules.
Sure.
So just watch them through once and then go back and follow along and do the things with them. So
Always a good idea.
keep that in mind. And then another question is, what if I have questions as a student? If you have questions, what will happen? Each video has a comment section that I get an email about every time.
Every time
somebody comments.
Ding, ding.
I will help people if they have any trouble or questions. And the other thing about this foray into online classes is it's truly an in-house project. It's me and Sam and Becca in here filming, Becca editing, Sam getting all the stuff together and making sure I don't look stupid and I'm not skipping any steps or anything like that. But if we have made a mistake, we can refilm.
Right. There can be a correction.
And put it right back out there.
That's right.
In like no time. So
if you find a flaw, you should, or think you found a flaw,
right, you can
let us know.
Or if we end up getting the same question over and over again,
right, we'll address it.
We're just going to do a little clarification video.
Right.
And we don't have to fly somewhere else to get it filmed and re-upload it or anything like that. So I think it's really cool that we can have that kind of interaction with you all and make sure that we're doing right by you. So in case I really don't think we made any mistakes or I think we've caught all the mistakes and already fixed them.
Right. But if there's something that might not be clear to somebody, that
Yeah. The other question is, can you make it out of a knit or a woven?
Yes.
And yes, exactly.
In fact, you can make it out of a knit and a woven.
You can. And so we are going to, the one I published, the class, it says to make it out of a woven. I show these drapey rayon fabrics. I talk about why I like to use those.
Right.
But then lately I've been making a ton of Easy Tees out of knit fabric, and I actually haven't changed anything. I thought I might take out some of the ease.
Right.
And I haven't so far.
Right.
And then for the future, we will be publishing so much content about how you can customize this shirt for yourself.
Absolutely.
All of that will be free. Some of it might just end up on YouTube and not like on the site, you know, and people can see that. Also, in the coming weeks before the class is actually available on November 1st, we're going to be releasing some of it on YouTube as we get finished. One video is already up, and it's a little introduction to the dressmaker's curve. Okay.
Right.
So I talk about this ruler.
So if somebody wants to see that, how do they find it, Mallory?
So go to YouTube.
It's youtube.com.
Search, probably be better off searching for Zede Sewing Studio, and you'll find our channel.
Right.
And that video will be there. The Dressmaker's
And it's called
Curve.
Dressmaker's Curve.
Yep, that's what it's called. And so that's a little kind of bonus video of the class that is not integral to the actual like intellectual property of how to draft the shirt. You know?
Right.
I'm also putting out the call right now for bloggers who want to make an easy tee, testers.
Be a beta tester.
Give feedback about
and
the
a
class.
review.
And review.
You do have to give a review.
Mm-hmm. And we, to get in touch with me about that, email us. Email me at mallory@sewhere.com. So if you are a sewing blogger and you're interested in kind of teaming up with us on this, shoot me an email and I'll keep your name on a list. I've already got a couple people who've emailed in. So thank you for that. And then the other announcement is that we started that self-sewn wardrobe
I was going to ask you if you were going to bring that up in this podcast.
Yes, and we had a question because we started the group.
Right.
Okay, so it's a closed group, but
I haven't introduced myself yet, but I'm in it talking. I'm sorry.
She's gonna Mom's just gonna wait.
I can't figure out how to make myself succinct.
I know. So we started the self-sewn wardrobe group, and I told everybody in the group that there's going to be a self-sewn wardrobe podcast. And you know what people asked?
What?
They said, "Are you going to stop doing Sewing Out Loud?"
Oh, no.
And yeah, Mom, I'm going to stop recording it. No, I'm kidding. She's just rolling her eyes at me. No, we're going to keep doing this podcast, and there will also be the Self-Sewn Wardrobe podcast. And the Self-Sewn Wardrobe is just another project that really focuses on like sewing clothes for yourself.
Right.
Or, you know, and a lot of people do other things.
It'll be a little bit more specific than Sewing Out Loud. I think Sewing Out Loud, you notice we don't always talk exactly about sewing.
Right. Or exactly about like
or exactly about
clothing.
wardrobe. Right.
Yeah, exactly about wardrobe. So that's I'm kind of heading that up. It's the podcast so far, what I've recorded is just me. But I'm sure I'll have guests or I'll have you on or, you know, discussing various things.
Is this a paying guest spot?
Yes, I'll pay you.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I'll write you a check.
I see. Out of my account.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will be posting challenges in the Facebook
challenges
group.
are good.
Actually, I'm a little hesitant because the first challenge I want to do, it's kind of daunting, and I'm a little worried that it will be. Maybe I should start off.
Well,
with
maybe
a
I should
nicer
talk to you
one.
about it. You can tell
Okay,
me.
yeah, I'll tell
okay.
you. I'll tell you what I want to do.
All right.
Okay, so the Self-Sewn Wardrobe group, you're welcome to be in it. You don't get kicked out until you make
So
an
that's
ad.
a Facebook group.
Facebook group.
And you need to go to the
Self-Sewn
Self-Sewn
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe. And you'll see it's by Mallory.
Yep.
It'll make sense to you when it pops up on your Facebook
There's
search.
also a Self-Sewn Wardrobe like business page because I made that as well. But the
Right.
link to the group is in that page. You're welcome to like it as well. I probably won't be quite as active on that page as I am on like the Zede Sewing Studio page. But there is an Instagram account for it too. And if you are part of the Facebook group, I'd recommend following the Self-Sewn Wardrobe on Instagram because I do make sure to kind of like post the prompts there too. So
Right.
if you've been looking at Instagram.
It's fun to have all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been a really good time so far. We introduced the group like last, I don't know,
It hasn't been a
Wednesday.
week.
Or, yeah,
Maybe a
something.
week at the most.
And there's 53 people, and I cannot believe.
From how many countries?
I don't know how many, but I
I can
believe,
think of at least 4.
I
so.
can't believe the cool stuff that has
Yeah,
been
yeah.
posted
It
in
really
that group.
is. It really is.
neat. Oh, you know, the last questions about the ECT classes, for some reason, at this moment, and this will get fixed, we can't process Discover cards. So I'm calling the company about that.
Okay.
So if you do have trouble paying for the ECT class, unlike the 45 people who've
Right.
paid for it, send me an email so I know. so that I can get it fixed.
Yeah, and
So-
that really, that's very aggravating when you're trying to buy something and it won't let you buy it.
Or when you're trying to sell something
Right.
and won't let somebody buy it.
That too.
All right. Well, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming this Friday. Thanks for listening to this bonus episode.
So long and so happy.
Thanks for listening to Sewing Out Loud. For even more expert sewing advice, visit sewhere.com.